Today we're bringing the original barn find rabbit truck interior back to life and then heading to Rabbits on the Rocks. This is my 1982 Volkswagen Rabbit pickup. The original owner wrecked the truck in the 1990s, but not being willing to part with it, stashed it in his barn. 25 years later, I bought it and drug it out, wanting to give it a second chance at life. Over the last few years, I've replaced the front end, swapped in a 1.6 turbo diesel with a 5-speed, and refreshed the electrical, suspension, the paint, and even given it some GTI exterior goodies. I've documented everything I've done here on YouTube and showed you guys step by step, but there's one thing I haven't showed you, and that is the interior. Today I'm going to show you everything I did, some tips and tricks, and how it turned out. The interior was the most disgusting part of the entire truck. Everything was covered in mold and barn dirt, but it also made it super rewarding as it came back to life. We started out by removing all of the old interior, and then my wife scrubbed the insulation and glue from the inside of the roof, back of the cab, and the floorboard. Then I patched a few small rust holes in the floor, wire brushed it down, and painted with Rust-Oleum Rust Stop to try and preserve it from rusting anymore in the future. Next, we put down some Silas sound deadening. We used the 50 mil, which worked really well and is super satisfying to lay down. We did remove all the old insulation underneath the carpet because it was really gross, so we also used their Silas 157 foam insulation to help space the carpet out well. That worked super well and is a great product as well. Although if I ever remove the carpet again, I think I'll put another layer down to help space it out properly. Next up was scrubbing every interior part and then reinstalling it back into the truck. We used Purple Power, which is a degreaser, diluted it down, and it worked amazing. It was crazy how much dirt came off of every part. To finish it up then, we used 303 Interior Protectant, which brought back the color, and wow, it was impressive how good a shape this original interior actually was in. This brings us to the present. I absolutely love how this interior is turning out, but there are a few things I want to finish and change. I absolutely love the nostalgia when you open up the car door. It's not perfect, but with the story of this truck, I love that we were able to keep the factory interior with it. Parts like the original dash are just preserved so well from not being out in the sun. Just most of these dashes are cracked and faded. It just has a real nice color to it yet. Parts like the original radio, just real special to have all that and it all works, so that's super cool. We are missing a few pieces, but we're getting close. I'm also looking for factory floor mats, but I'm also not willing to spend $300 or whatever a lot of people ask for them. So we're getting there. One thing to mention, I did put Mark II window cranks on. They're a lot easier to find, and they're not all broken like the crappy Mark 1 ones that would have came with it. So that's pretty cool. The two things I'm worried about most today is we're going to take care of the seat tears and also a few of these pieces that are faded real bad. We're going to spray those. So for whatever reason, these grab handles, they all faded pink in these things. I'm going to spray the cover here, and also the ashtray is just totally the wrong color. So as these trucks faded, things start getting different colors. So we're going to take care of that. We're going to be using the Sem Paint Camel color. It's the most common one that people use. It does tend to be a little bit light and not quite as much of that brown orange, more of a tan, but it's way closer than pink. So we'll spray it and see how close it is. Depending how good or bad it looks, we might take care of a few other pieces in the truck as well. One of my favorite things about Mark 1 Volkswagens is how simple and easy everything is to work on, whether it's the dash, which you can pull in like 15 minutes or something like that. The seats are super easy to take apart and swap the cushions. So shout out to Danny Mercado. He got me these seats. As you can see, the driver's seat is pretty worn, but the passenger seat, really nice. And the bases, the bottom parts, or the cushions are exactly the same, so I can swap that right on a driver's seat. Not only is it not torn, but the cushion's also nice shape. It's not all flat. So a little bit of cleaning up, that would be perfect. If you guys follow me when I redid my Mark 1 GTI, which that was 5 years ago, that car came with 6 seats, and we just mixed and matched till we had a nice pair. It's really nice. Those are a little bit different around the bottom of the seat. It's just like a wire, and there's like a mechanic wire that loops and just holds it together, but very simple. Same as these, the backs just pop off. You can move them, except the only difference is that the bottoms themselves, on the GTIs, the center pad is a separate piece and the bolsters are separate, so a little different but same easy design. So on the bottom of the seat, this is where a GTI would have wire looped around every few inches to hold it. These literally all it is just wrapped around here. It's just using the tension there. So yeah, this just pops right off. On the side, got the cover here. You want to be careful, these are fragile. Basically a retainer clip in there, push them in, and this should pop right off. Do want to be careful because they are fragile, but hey, no broken clips, that's great. Pop this clip off and it comes right off. Easy as that. So I wiped everything down with soapy water and then acetone. Shout out to Paul Lehman for telling me some pointers on that. Really crazy to imagine that these were peanut butter, but when I flip them over, you can see that, yeah, they definitely were tan at one time, but now they won't be pink anymore. Want to point out here, it did have these little spring wire things, just hook right here just to keep tension, and then you do just have to peel back the edge of the seat from out of this groove right here. So it is pretty tight. I did use a screwdriver to kind of get it started because it did not want to come out. I did want to mention I thought about swapping the whole base over, but because of the grab handle for the slider, there is not a spot over here to swap the other one, so you can't do that. Same as this release for flipping the seat front, that is a side-to-side thing, so the backs, you cannot swap those side to side. Alright, cushion is on the base. So what you can see here is that the screws actually go through the seat cover. The parts one didn't do that, but the one that was in the truck was like that, and it took a lot of the slack out of there, so kind of a good idea if your seat's getting floppy. One thing is you don't want to make it too tight or then you end up with a bunch of flop there. So whatever you gotta do to make it look good. So just like the rest of the interior, we're gonna be cleaning it with Purple Power, which is what I got in here. Just degreases super well and cleans up real good first off. Then I finish off with this 303 interior protectant. This is what brings it back to life, gives it that great color, also protects it as well. I use this in all of my vehicles. It is a must. Gotta open it first. In the car, absolutely love the way it looks. You can see the cushion's in good shape, matches really good. You'd never know that I only replaced the cushion. Also got my parts and pieces in here. They match about how I thought they'd be. A little bit light like I thought, but hey, way better than pink, and everything else is different colors, so it is what it is. There is one big thing that I need y'all's input to decide what to do next, but before that, let's get to Rabbits on the Rock. Alrighty guys, we are back from Rabbits on the Rock. Super cool connecting with a bunch of people I haven't seen for a while, and I'm super pumped with the truck. Just did absolutely flawless. Finally feels like we're getting everything dialed in. Now my one big question is, what do we do about a headliner? This interior turned out absolutely amazing, but I've been rocking it without a headliner. And honestly, I'm not really sure what to do about that. Because this is an LX truck, it would have not only had a headliner, but the higher trim models had the B pillars covered up and the whole back here, as you can see it was before, which we got it cleaned up. I don't really care, so trying to decide, do I cover that all back up like it would have been from factory because it is a cool option, or just do a headliner? Not really sure. Then the next question is, what color do we do it? I feel like it'd be really hard to try and match this, so I'm kind of leaning towards doing like a darker brown leather, a chocolate brown or something, but hey, who knows? Like I said, I'm not really sure what to do about that, so let me know in the comments what would look best and just finish it off right. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was kind of a random video, but it's been a lot of fun to make and just show you guys where I'm at with the truck. So hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the Mark 1 content, and we'll catch you guys next time for some more Volkswagen fun. Peace!